type of photos do you like taking? In general, I really like taking photos, especially photos of my friends or my family. In different events or dinner out, I don't know, I'm always the photographer of everyone. I even bought the right lenses for my phone, I asked my dad to buy me a camera so I can take professional photos. What do you do with the photos you take? Why not? With the photos I take, I always send them to my friends so they can see and give me the right opinion if I should post it on social media or not. When you visit other places, do you take photos or buy postcards? About postcards, I don't really like buying postcards, even though it is good to buy a postcard, so you have kind of a memory of the place you went. But photos are a memory too, so in every place I go I always take photos so I can capture every moment. Do you like people taking photos of you? As I like taking photos of other people, I really like when people take photos of me, especially when I'm not watching. And because I love capturing every moment and having a memory of every moment. Describe a day you thought the weather was perfect. You should say where you were on this day, what the weather was like on this day, what you did during the day, and explain why you thought the weather was perfect on this day. I'm going to describe last Thursday. I woke up early even though I didn't go to school, and I was kind of happy about this fact. As soon as I woke up, I opened my phone and I watched about the forecast, and it was going to be a sunny day, and I love sunny days because they give me such a positive energy, and I'm really in the right mood to do everything, except going to school. So after that I got ready and I went out with my friends. My cousin was here too, and at the afternoon I had to go to the airport because my cousin was leaving for Italy, and even though she was leaving, the right weather made it less hurtful for me. So I really love sunny days, and they are typical for me. Part 3. What types of weather do people in your country dislike most? Why is that? In my country, I think that people like most the sunny weather, so they don't really like rainy or bad weather, because bad weather you are into the right mood when when it is bad weather, so people get moody, and they don't really feel like going to school or to work. Also, a lot of different jobs are related to the weather, so it really affects people. What jobs can be affected by different weather conditions? Why? As I said before, there are some kind of jobs that are affected by weather conditions, such as pilots or tourist attractions, people who deal with tourists, or construction workers. So their job and their daily routine is totally related to the weather, so to the forecast. Are there any important festivals in your country that celebrate the season or a type of weather? It is a day here in Albania. It is the 14th of March. It is named Summer Day, and it represents the end of the winter and the beginning of spring. It is traditional for our city, for Elbasan, which is a small town in the heart of Albania. And nowadays it is spread and celebrated in all over Albania. How important do you think it is for everyone to check what the next day weather will be? I think it is one of the most important things to do. I do it myself too as soon as I wake up, because you have to be prepared, starting from what are you going to wear. And speaking for myself, my whole mood depends on how the weather is. So I think it affects everyone else. What is the best way to get accurate information about the weather? There are different ways to get a good information about how the weather is going to be. You can watch TV programs about where meteorologists talk about the weather and how it's going to be the next day or for the next week. There are also apps in our phones that we can download and that we can see the forecast. How easy or difficult is it to predict the weather in your country? Why is that? In my country we have a Mediterranean climate, so we know that there is a hot summer with sunny days and the winter with a lot of rain, so rainy winter. Also, our climate is almost the same with Italy. So when it's raining in Italy, 3 days later we know that it's going to rain here in Albania. So it's really predictable, and of course we can predict it from apps or, as I said before, meteorologists that talk about weather all the time.
So how often do you make telephone calls?
Okay, my phone is always in my hand, 24/7. So I'm kind of obligated to answer all the phone calls I get. So I think that I make telephone calls often, about 4 or 5 a day.
Who do you spend most of time talking to on the telephone and why?
I spend most of my time talking on the phone with my mom or with my dad, because they're the only people, I think, that don't really know how to type a message. So it's a shorter road for them to call me, so I always answer to them.
When do you think you'll next make a telephone call?
My next telephone call will for sure be with my mom or with my dad to tell them about how the tests went.
Do you sometimes prefer to send a text message instead of telephoning?
I always prefer to send a text message instead of a phone call, because I'm not the type of person of telephone calls, so it's easier for me to type a message instead of phone calling.
Thank you. In the second part, I'd like you to describe a journey by car, by plane, by boat. So I'd like you to describe a journey that you remember well. You are expected to say where you went, how you traveled, why you went on the journey, and why you remember this journey so well. Let me ask the question again. Describe a journey by car, plane, boat that you remember well. You should say where you went, how you traveled, why you went on the journey, and explain why you remember this journey well.
Okay. I'm going to describe one of my best journeys. It was last summer in Greece. We were headed with my family in a village next to Thessaloniki called Agia Triada. We chose to go in Greece, and exactly in Thessaloniki, because of my dad. In the beginning of the democracy here in Albania, my dad chose to go as an immigrant in Greece, and he really missed that, and he wanted to show us how the city had changed since the time he was there. And he wanted to show us a part of his life back in the days. We traveled by car. As I said before, I was there with my family, and we traveled for about 10 hours. We arrived there at 5 p.m. And the journey. Okay, the reason why I remember this journey is the main reason is my dad, and the other reason is that I was with my family. And it was a lot of fun.
In the third part, there will be some more intellectual questions. Why do people need to travel every day?
Everyday traveling is a part of a lot of people's life, and I think that the main reasons why people travel are school and work. So to go to school or to go to work.
What problems can people have when they are on their daily journey, for example, to work or school? Why is this?
Daily journeys aren't as easy as they seem. People can face a lot of problems when they are traveling, such as running out of gas, or so unexpected problems such as accidents, or even when they travel by bus or by train, they have to face different kind of people, and somehow they have to adapt to them.
Some people say that daily journeys like these will not be so common in the future.
I totally agree. Okay, some journeys will always be common, but let's take an example. Let's talk about the distance between Tirana and Elbasan. It's comparing to what it was 4 or 5 years ago. Now it's a shorter road. And another reason is because of the
changes will happen.
Yeah, changes will happen. Another reason is the development of technology. People nowadays are working from their homes, or students are even taking classes from their homes, so they don't have to go to university.
Can travel make a positive difference to the economy of a country?
I really think so, because traveling can make an effort in the tourism of a country, and as the tourism is the third sector of the economy, it really makes a positive effort. Because of, when people travel to a country, they spend money, and this money go to the economy of this country.
Do you think society can benefit if its members have experience of traveling to other countries?
Absolutely yes, because when we travel, we get to know new people, new cultures, even though we can relate or not to the culture of our country, we learn new things, and these new cultures, we take them back in our country.
Thank you.